Andrew, do you know who Chase Young is?
Yeah, of course.
No. My point is, I don't either.
Before I said that Cade Cunningham would never be an All-Star, and I just wanted to double down on that.
Oh,
I just.
We're back
What's going
with
on
another.
with Mike's video?
I know.
Oh, hey guys, what's going on? I think we're going live tonight. Yeah, let's go. Come on, let's go. Oh, what's up, everybody? You think we can get everybody on by the time this thing just? Oh, there's one. There, bro. What's up? I'm MK. I'm with bro. Welcome to Jam Pack.
Is it just us?
You're right. My gosh. Yeah, I'm only dying. It's fine. Been sick all week.
Okay.
I don't know where everybody else is at. Where is everybody at? I just got a text from Mike. He said a link got sent.
The link.
Oh my goodness. So hey guys, what's going on? Maybe I'll resend the link again. Bro, in the meantime, why don't you tell me or think of the best game you saw this week?
Game. A lot of close
or
games.
highlight. Game or highlight, doesn't matter.
Hey, the big highlight I liked was the girls boxing.
Yeah. Was girls boxing?
Yeah.
I really like the intro. The intro of Tesla Mace was correct.
What's up, guys?
I'm like, where is everybody?
I was like, where's this guy? Wait, Andrew's not here? Where's he at? That's crazy.
We talked, right? I didn't dream that. We talked yesterday. We established we were doing this tonight.
Yeah, but John's in his territory right now too, so.
Oh yeah.
I'm surprised Drew won a couple games from last pick.
Yeah, speaking of, I'll pull those up while we're talking about it here. I'm hoping everybody else shows up. Hey, do me a favor and text the rest of the thread and say, is anybody else? Did he just leave? What is happening? I'm really feeling like this is this year's NFL kickers. I mean, everybody's just been missing. What is happening right now? You gonna go like Justin Tucker and miss another one?
I texted. You said text the thread, but when I get out of here, for some reason it kicks me out of the studio.
Oh,
Yeah.
my bad.
No, it's all good. I'm just following directions. That's all. I can't even change
Okay,
one.
let me. Did I even pull it up? I swear I pulled up the. Oh yeah, I did. It's on this side. All right. Well, I'll pull up the picks from this week. What's even funnier? So, Robo, you weren't at the house yesterday, but
Kind of hard for me.
Drew's like, I made picks last week. And he's like, you guys put in my picks, right? And we're like, no, we made you lone wolf, whatever.
He sent a text like hour and a half later after the stream.
Yeah, I know.
So,
We're like, oh no,
oh, you knew.
not at all. We had no idea what I didn't let you go off and pick your own. And then Chargers won, right?
Chargers won. Yep.
Okay. All right, let me run through this quick recap of who won, who lost. Because man, it was wild this week. Did it feel wild to you, Mike?
There's a bunch of crazy endings. Yeah, felt a little weird, a little wild. I think there were 2-point game, 3 points games, couple 3-point games, and the Chargers game was both teams could have won, and yeah, it was a crazy week.
Let's see. Thursday night, the Eagles got the win over the Commanders, 26-18. Then heading into Sunday, Packers got the 1-point win, 2019 over the Bears. Lions continue their dominance with a 52-6 win over the Jaguars. The Vikings got the win, 23-13 over the Titans. Dolphins just trashed the Raiders, 34-19. Rams got the 4-point win, 28-22 over the Patriots. The Saints win 35-14 over the Browns. Let's see. Colts win by 1 point, 28-27 over the Jets. Steelers win by 2 over the Baltimore Ravens, 18-16. The Broncos just completely demolished the Falcons, 38-6. Seahawks get the 3-point win over the Niners, 20-17. The Bills win 30-21 over the Chiefs. And the Chargers won 34-27 over the Bengals. And then tonight's game, the Houston Texans went to that trash can of a stadium and got the win over the Cowboys, 34-10. You see the pregame thing where they're like, oh, it was a piece of metal that fell from the stadium.
No, but I saw that they had curtains for the boxing match.
Oh, they still had them up?
No, they said they could get curtains for the boxing match, but not for their own team.
That's funny. That
Yeah.
is so funny. With that being shared, let's see. Yeah, boom. Let me get our picks on the screen. Bam. Hey, Oscar, what up? He said they went MAA, just live, just live the Niners and Cowboys. Oh man. Okay. Here we go. Last week's picks. Drew got a solid showing with that Seahawk and Pittsburgh win.
Drew said he didn't see the link. He'll be on in 15.
He didn't see the huh?
15 minutes starts now. He's on the clock. 9:25.
Pick his teams again if he's not on.
It looks like here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, bro, you're out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, Tesla, you're out. Drew, you stay white. And John 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh man, this is second week in a row. You giving me the second week in a row?
How many did you get? 9?
Yeah, I only missed 4. 1, 2, or 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, you counted that way. Got it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'd take longer if I had to count each win.
That's what I was doing. I count my wins. I don't like counting losses.
I win so much, I only need to count the losses. Oh, snap. Let's see. Let me copy that. We'll paste it down here for week 12. Oh, not that. Let's try that again. Anywho, what's the biggest highlight you saw this week? And then the biggest disappointment, Mike.
Biggest disappointment comes from my Niners. Another injury to Bosa, can't finish. Just pathetic. Another close game loss when we had a lead in the fourth quarter. What's crazy is I don't even know what it is anymore. Like, I don't know if it's our offense. I don't know if it's our defense. I don't know. It might be time to give up on the season, to be honest. We play at Packers, at Bills next 2 games, and season's in the balance, unfortunately. You know, it sucks, dude.
Drew said, "Where are my picks?" I like this. That's what happened last week, bro. We tried to tell you. That's what happened last week. It was
Whenever place you are, they're not there. They're not here right now.
This is what happened when you didn't show up last week, and we said, "Oh well, if everybody else selected the team, you were gonna lone wolf the opposite team," and there were a couple of them that you ended up having to lone wolf. Oh man, you're too funny. Okay, let me set up next week. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, Mike.
No, you're good. I'm just disappointed in my team, man. It's not a good time to be a Niners fan. Our defense is playing well. According to the stats, the offense is playing well, yet we lose games and we lose close games. So it is what it is.
Best thing you think you can
I'm buying Miami right now. If I'm a Dolphins fan, I know my brother-in-law will be happy to hear that. I think they are trending up, and I think they come back and make the playoffs.
Ooh. Hot take.
They play Patriots, at Packers, home versus Jets, at Texans, home versus Niners, at Browns, at Jets. That's the remaining schedule. So, yeah, I would take them to make the playoffs at this point. Just as a, I mean, they're in 9th place, even at 4 and 6. So,
is that with or without Tua?
With Tua. Tua's out. Tua's out. They're last place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean with or without Tua? They ain't going anywhere without him. They proved that the weeks he was hurt.
Yeah, big time.
Did the Chiefs finally prove that they're human? Or did the refs not keep up or lose count of how many penalties they had to?
I think the Chiefs didn't really care about that game, but I mean, it seemed like Buffalo was really trying to manage that clock and waste some time. And then quite honestly, it came down to a fourth down conversion that they got with Josh Allen. They were up 2 at the time, and it was 4th and 3, and rather than kick the field goal to go up 5, Josh Allen ran it in for like a 22 or 23 yard touchdown. So, they did what they needed to do, but I mean, they don't get that, and we're talking about the Chiefs being undefeated. So,
almost.
And so, yeah, I just I think you got to give them credit. The Chiefs are good, man, but give Buffalo credit for winning that game.
I don't know if I'll agree with you, Drew, that he's better than half of the quarterbacks in the NFL. Definitely like top 15.
If you could type, you could be on our podcast right now.
Dang. Toma. Oh, snap. Richie, what's going on, King Richard? Welcome. Okay. Bro, who do you think is making the playoffs? The team that you don't think is likely to make it at this point. Who would you be your surprise shoe in? I mean, Dolphins are 4-6, and Mike's saying, okay, they're gonna push back and make the playoffs.
You think that's gonna be like the wild card?
Sure.
Yeah, they're not winning that division, but yeah.
Yeah. Man. I don't know.
Let's see. Vegas not making it.
No.
Let's see. Who are your bottom half teams? Seattle's 5-5, San Fran's 5-5, Rams are 5-5. Let's see, you got the Eagles and Rams are playing next week, and then Baltimore and Chargers have that Monday night game. If you end up going through the bottom half of the league, let's see here. Sorry, I'm trying to pull it up right now. Let's see, 2-8, 2-8, 2-8. Are the Bengals going to make it in that division? Probably not. I mean, Steelers are 8-2. Baltimore is 7-4. Miami's probably going to make that one. Colts, man, they're 5-6. They could end up making that. That's tough, dude. Out of the AFC, that's tough. I mean, to make the 2 wild cards, if we took the playoffs as it stood, right, like as standings as they are right now, Baltimore and the Chargers would end up taking those 2 wild card spots, both of them at 7-4 and 7-3.
Well, there's 3 wild cards now.
Oh, there's 3 now.
Because Denver would have one too, right? Because 1 seed gets a bye, and then 2 plays 7, 3 plays 6, 4 plays 5. So you got Denver. So to be honest, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. Okay, if I told you that a good team has this schedule remaining, you tell me how many wins it. Okay, a potentially good team. If you play at home versus Steelers, probably a winnable game. I mean, I don't think anyone thinks the Steelers are just gonna dominate, right?
They're still winning their division though.
Okay,
right now.
So I know, but okay. So I'll name the team afterwards. But home versus Steelers, at Cowboys, at Titans, home versus Browns.
3 wins, those last 3, yeah, definitely.
Home versus Broncos.
All right.
And then at Steelers again. So let's just say they split those Steelers games, right? Okay. So I'm talking about the Bengals. The Bengals can legitimately beat the Steelers at home this week, right? At home. Then beat the Cowboys and the Titans on the road. Then beat the Browns and the Broncos at home. They could end 9 wins. And that's assuming they lose the last game at the Steelers. Steelers may have the division wrapped up, maybe sitting guys. I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying, like to count them out right now, I think,
they've got to score more points.
The Steelers you're talking about.
Bengals. Bengals just got to score more points. In their games right now, their point differential is only +1.
Well, yeah,
They're
but they're
297 points
they're four
for.
and 4-7. I mean, that's to have a plus differential is pretty good. I think the Rams and the Seahawks have negative point differentials, and they're 5-5, right? I mean, I'm just saying, like it's not their offense. I mean, they put up 30, they put up 27, 34, 41,
Right.
17, 21, 17, 38, 34, 33,
Gosh,
and
the
25.
Rams are negative 26
Yeah.
in point differential. That's
Look at that whole
crazy.
division. The Niners have the biggest point differential, and they're in last place.
Yeah. Wild. Absolutely wild. Atlanta's first in their division with negative 30 point differential. Oh my gosh.
Even the Bears have a look at that Bears division. They all have a plus point differential.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just saying I would not, and I'm glad Andrew's not here, but I would not be shocked if Cincinnati went on a little bit of a run. With that,
I'm sure Super Sole would be thrilled to see that happen. Mr. Bengal himself, Mr. Houday.
Oh, yeah, he's been real quiet, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. I mean, it's Hawaii. They're on a whole different timeline than we are. All right.
Whole different vibe.
Let's see here. Let's go up to next week. Oscar, if you're still on, dude, put in your picks. I already know you're gonna pick Philly, so I don't need that pick at all. Drew, apparently your camera doesn't work. So if you want to type in your pick, I guess we'll allow that. But it has to be like as we're going. Or it doesn't count. Let's see here. All right, so we got the Pittsburgh. Oh, let me put that back in the middle of the screen. Shoot, my bad. My bad. Pittsburgh, Cleveland. Who you guys got? Who do you got? Who you taking? Oh, I heard a ding. That's gotta be Drew. I already know it's Drew. Wait.
What's up, guys?
Hey. What's
all right,
happening?
Everyone get all excited now.
I love it. I love it.
Our viewership just went up too. What the heck? Dang.
Dude, you're right on time. I just asked you who you were picking, Pittsburgh or Cleveland.
Oh, I'm ready.
Go ahead. You first, bro.
Well, at this point, I gotta take Pittsburgh, guys. I mean,
taking Pitt. Tesla, who are you taking?
Of course, they're gonna lose now that I picked them, but
yeah, I'll go Cleveland.
Ooh. Yeah, bro.
I guess Mike can be wrong sometimes.
Let's go Pittsburgh.
Pitt. I'm going Pitt. Oscar, you on? Oh, I haven't seen this thing yet. Oscar, if you're on, let us know who you got. We got Tampa Bay versus the Giants. Bucks Giants. Who you taking? Bro.
Daniel Jones got benched. Third stringer.
Dude, how do you go from first to third string?
Yeah.
He went from QB1 to QB3. You know how bad you have to be to drop 2 places?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Let's go Tampa.
Pretty sure Tua got the concussion and was still QB2. Going Tampa. Drew, who you taking?
Tampa for sure.
Tampa. Tesla?
Tampa. Although teams tend to fight when they get big
They're trying to get
that.
a push, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it is in New York.
Yeah.
Come on, MK.
I want to do. Thinking about it, man. We're gonna run with DeVito. We're running with the veto. All right. Kansas City, Carolina. Anybody picking Carolina?
John is.
Ooh, John's taking.
No.
So sorry, John. Looks like everybody else is picking KC. This is just how we roll on this podcast, I guess.
Next 2 weeks, that's gonna be me. So
So might as well put Dallas for John.
See. All right. Let me read this. Let me shorten up this list
No,
here.
Oscar
So
got his picks in.
Yeah, Oscar's getting his picks in. See, Oscar knows what's up, man. Okay, let's see. Who'd he pick? He picked Pittsburgh. He said Tampa Bay. He said Kansas City. See, even solidifying that John's taking Carolina. Kansas City, Washington.
I think John might be taking Dallas too.
Washington.
oh yeah,
Miami. Houston.
probably the Colts too.
Detroit.
Maybe the Patriots too.
Minnesota.
Maybe the Titans too.
He said Denver, Green Bay, Seattle, Philly, and Baltimore. Ooh, John or Oscar, your picks are solidified, my man. Solidified. Put in there. All right. Let's back up. Back it up. Okay. John, who you picking? Dallas or Washington? What
John?
did he say? Oh, Dallas. He said Dallas. All right, Dallas. It is. Anybody else picking Dallas? No,
No.
I didn't think so. Huh? Miami, New England. Drew, who you taking?
I'm taking Miami, of course.
MIA, Tesla.
Same.
MIA. Bro.
Same.
MIA. Oh man. It's in Miami too.
So who's better, Mike? Tua or Lawrence? It's not even a Burrow Lawrence discussion anymore. It's a Tua Lawrence discussion, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah. Again, I mean, it's you put guys with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. I mean, you keep choosing QBs that got great receivers around them. So, I don't know. I still think Lawrence might be better personally than Tua, but it's the game plan. I mean, it's the whole. I mean, it's not like Tua's putting up good numbers, right? I mean, they won the last 2 games, but everyone else in that offense is so bad because it's such a complicated offense with so much motion. It's tough to say.
What do you mean everyone else is so bad? The other QBs?
Yeah, they're backups. They have Huntley. They have the guy from Kansas State. Like they're not good. I mean, last week Tua's numbers
Tua's
were
good
really
then.
good.
Is what you're saying?
What?
It sounds like you're saying Tua's good then.
No, I'm saying the team's good. Like I just said, I literally just said that. Tua's QBR was 90.8 on Saturday, or on Sunday, which he actually had a decent game, 288 yards, 3 touchdowns. But QBR is only 90.8. The week before, when you were in La La Land, he got 207 yards, 1 TD, 1 touchdown, a QBR of 29.7. So to say he's good, I mean, those are numbers. Those are Trevor Lawrence numbers right there. But he's on a better team than Trevor Lawrence, so you can't compare that.
Yeah, I mean,
he's more important for that team than the backups. I mean, the offense was terrible without him. The team was terrible without him. And even yesterday's game, I don't know if you guys watched that, but Miami, it was very. I think they had an 8-minute drive, a 7.5-minute drive, an 8-minute drive. It was really non-Miami, right? They're all about the big play, and they really had these long drives. I know Mike watched that game.
Hey. Give the Raiders their flowers, man. I know they suck, but their defense is showing up. You can't keep up or win games if the offense can't even put up 20 points.
Well, not only that, that was a close game. I mean, the score doesn't indicate how close that game was, but in the fourth quarter, I believe Raiders with like 4 minutes left, pulled to within 5 points in that game, if I'm not mistaken. So this was not by any means. I mean, they got a touchdown with. So Raiders cut it to 5, and then they got a 57-yard touchdown from Jonnu Smith. I think it was a broken coverage on the Raiders, and then they ended with the field goal after a turnover on down. So I mean, this was a game Miami needed, and like I said, you weren't here on the podcast. I think Miami comes back and makes the playoffs. So that was my wild prediction of the day. But Tua's a good quarterback for that team. They need Tua for sure. Is he a great quarterback in the league? No, I don't think so. Not to be paid what he got paid.
Well, so here's the biggest difference, Drew, is that Tua was already on Miami, right? Before Miami started winning games. Like he was there with Brian Flores, and they weren't doing anything.
Who was Tua drafted by them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when he was young, still, learning the ropes.
But he was still the quarterback. He was
when he
still
remembered his name.
Dude, I know. It
sucks. The thing that's going to help your quarterback, it has more to do with the type of guy who's actually drawing up and calling the plays. Think about Patrick Mahomes, for example. If he didn't have Andy Reid, he would not have been the GOAT Patrick Mahomes. He still would have been good Patrick Mahomes. He would not have the Super Bowls that he has. I guarantee it. Because the only reason why he's developed as well as he has and has been able to have the amount of success is because Andy Reid is the one. He's the mastermind behind all that. He's the one that's calling the plays. He's the one that's designing and encouraging. Okay, hey, if that's not there, this is what you're looking for. He's the one who's doing all that. And he's proven that over all the quarterbacks that he's coached with Donovan McNabb. And, he's taken several teams to the Super Bowl. If he didn't have that pairing and had that pairing his entire career, there's no way he'd be the same Patrick Mahomes that he is now. But same thing with Tua. Tua needed McDaniels. McDaniels gave him that confidence. McDaniels switched the offense to suit, Tua, gave him the confidence in saying, look, this is your one read instead of you have now to go through that read, now that read, now that read, and then throw, and then make the perfect read to where to go with the ball. Their offense just looks way different. It's faster.
And it's difficult for like a backup to come in and do that because of all the pre-snap motion and pre-snap movement, because most teams don't do that, right? Like it's the same thing like with the Niners, right? That's I think percentage-wise, the Rams and Dolphins are the highest pre-snap motion plays in the league. So it's complicated for a backup to just come in and do it. So that makes Tua obviously that much more valuable, right? But again, you're playing with really good receivers, right? You're picking quarterbacks that have arguably top 5 receiver, in the league. You got Tyreek Hill on one side, and you got
Chase on the other.
Chase on the other. I mean, name the number 1 receiver for the Jaguars. Like you can't. Like you don't even know who he is. He's never made a
Christian
pro.
Kirk.
Christian Kirk is not even a top 20 receiver in the league, and there's 32 teams. So, I'm just saying, like, yes, a good QB makes the receiver, but at the same time, you need a receiver on your team to be good. But either way, Trevor Lawrence is injured, and the guy's hurt for the last 2 years. So, at some point, you gotta wonder about durability with him as well. But hey, all 3 of those guys won national championships, so that's kind of cool.
Who? Tua
and Trevor Lawrence.
That's true.
So they're all winners. That's what I'm saying. Like we're nitpicking, but if you're nitpicking at that level, then you got to start comparing, who are the guys they're throwing to, right? Who's the rest of the team?
Definitely. Let's see. Where did we leave off? Oh, Tennessee, Houston. Tennessee, Houston. Drew, who are you taking?
I think we all know who we're all
Yeah, I'm taking Houston.
Bro.
Go Houston.
I was glad to see Houston score some points, but I was upset that Mike had Houston for his defense in fantasy. 'Cause I thought I was looking. I was like, I might get a comeback, and then no.
I told you it was pretty close last night. If Burrow got a few more points, you would have had it. But
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
We got Tennessee, Houston. Drew, who are you taking?
Oh,
Or
Houston, yeah.
I'm sorry, Detroit.
Detroit.
Indy.
Yeah.
Tesla.
I might pick Detroit every game for the rest of the season.
I might be with Andrew on that. They really look legitimate, as much as I hate to say it.
Bro.
Detroit.
They're looking good.
They are looking solid. There's something about running the ball. I think we've heard that many times on this podcast.
Solidify the run first.
Well, where were we at? Why were we talking? Well, how come? Oh, we were talking about Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Well, how come Joe Burrow is always running or throwing the ball? They always have him throwing. I'm like, you got to be able to run. They can't run the ball. They don't have a good running game.
You know what, though, in that second half, when they came back yesterday, they were running the ball a lot more. You could look at the side-by-side first half run, like rushes versus second half, and I think they ran 3 times as much in the second half. I don't know.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to. When you have the lead, you've got to be able to bleed the clock somehow. And you bleed the clock by running the ball.
So I think that's the issue with them, is I don't think they can run with a lead. I think they can run when they're trying to come back because people are expecting them to pass. And ultimately, that's their issue, right? I mean, if you know you're going to run and you can still run the ball, that makes you a dangerous team.
Yeah.
And Burrow is putting up amazing numbers. But they're not winning games. Even Jamar Chase, I think I saw an interview with him that he went off on his coach and his team and just basically said, hey, these guys, like, we need to win. What's going on? And, he kind of had a little rant at the end. So, I don't know. I agree. They made a concerted effort to run the ball a little bit more yesterday, which made them come back, but they blew it. I mean, they had 2 chances to win with less than 2 minutes left in the game. Very rarely do you see teams have that opportunity. Their kicker missed a field goal, and then they got the ball back. And then it's like, okay, now Burrow's going to come down and lead them to a victory, and they went 3 and out, and then the Chargers just go and win. I mean, it's really a long last 2 minutes, to be honest. Very rarely do you get 4 possessions, 2 by each team in the last 2 minutes in a tie game. Like poor clock management, poor, just a whole bunch of pours on that, in my opinion.
Guys, is Caleb Williams, is this just a rookie season thing, or is he just not really going to be that good?
Okay, so
from the beginning, I said he's not going to be that good. That was my prediction this season. So far, I'm right.
I have a comment on that. They fired their offensive coordinator last week, and this week they should have won the game. I mean they had the lead the whole game. They drove. It was 3rd and 20 with under 2 minutes left. He threw it for 17 yards, and then he threw another one for 15 yards. Got the first down. If you're a Bears fan, I think you are actually optimistic about the way that he played yesterday. He made a ton of good decisions. 9 carries for 70 yards running as well. So if you add that element to his game, his QB rating yesterday was 95. So he actually had a higher QB rating or right around the same QB rating as Tua, who had 3 touchdown passes. He only had 8 incompletions the whole game. So I don't know. If I'm a Bears fan, I'm kind of optimistic about Caleb still. I'm not. I don't know. I think I'm still giving the guy an opportunity. Now, if I have the number 1 pick, I'm picking Jaden Daniels over him. But am I ready to turn on Caleb Williams? I don't think so. Not yet. The coach is an idiot too. I think I saw an article that said that the coach in 1 possession games is like 7-25, and like the next closest is like 10 games better than him. Like he needs to be fired. Like Bears fans hate him. I mean, they were shocked they kept him for one more year. So too early on that one to say that like he's not going to be good. But like I said, definitely Jaden Daniels has surpassed him.
Good offense coordinators. We just got through talking about them, right?
Yeah.
Once you get a good one, your quarterback starts performing. Random stat on Caleb Williams is before yesterday that Caleb Williams has the worst completion percentage on throws of 15 yards by any quarterback in any season over the past 15 years. He ranks 468th out of 468.
Oh, wow.
Like, that's bad. And I can't tell. I don't watch enough Bear games to be able to tell, like, okay, that's a pretty poor design. Like, really, you're taking a shot there. I just don't see enough of it. But to have that stat is wild.
Is Tim Tebow on that list? Oh my goodness.
But I do find it interesting because it's not like he doesn't have weapons.
That's true.
Before the beginning of the season, we were talking about, man, like Bears are in it to win it. They have weapons all over the place, and just continue to load him with weapons. And then you watch the game and you're like, where are all these guys at?
Hey, I'm gonna take Chicago over Minnesota.
You take I can delete that one. Okay, wait, hold on. John, he just saved you. Okay, so Minnesota, Chicago. Drew, who you taking?
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Mike's jumping on the new bandwagon. Like, not bandwagon.
Well, he's still not sold on Minnesota though. He hasn't been sold on Minnesota all year.
To be fair, they had a couple bad games recently, so.
Bro, you take it. Who you taking?
They didn't do well versus the Titans.
I'm taking Minnesota.
You didn't take Minnesota? Yeah, they didn't do well against the Titans. Titans have a tougher-ish defense.
I like how you qualified it. Tougher, ish.
Well, I can't say it's a good defense because they're not doing well. They're like the Raiders. The Raiders have a tougher defense. I would say that they have a great defense, but their offense doesn't help.
Wow, check it out. He's already taking Raiders.
I am taking Raiders. We got
why
Denver
don't you want the Sanders father-son duo?
I do, dude. Okay. Did you watch any of that game of Colorado's game? Yeah, Colorado Utah.
Yeah,
that was a good game.
That was.
I don't know, man. Like, Colorado is coming around. I know they had a rough beginning of the season. They made some changes. I knew after the draft, after last year's draft, that we didn't pick up Penix. We didn't trade up to get Jaden Daniels. We missed out. We should have got freaking Kingsbury as the OC. Right? Like, none of that panned out. I'm like, and then we didn't even draft a quarterback, right? I'm like, oh man. So we're hanging our hat on a last year Pro Bowler, on an OC that got criticized. And I'm talking about hammered in Chicago, and that's what we're hanging our offense on. All right. But once those decisions were made, now my hopes are like, oh, man, there's only a couple of good quarterbacks coming out this year. Definitely not as deep, as last year's class. Last year's class was just extremely deep in quarterbacks. This year, not as much. There's probably maybe 5, if that.
Right.
So that means we're gonna have to make a push to get into that top 5. And even with that, okay, are we going to be high enough to get Shador? I know they're not going to hire Dion. Dion doesn't want to go to Vegas.
Well, Shenard's he already said like every time they lose, I think he tweets right afterward, "Thank you, Lord," or something like that. They said he's been tweeting for like the last 5 weeks every time the Raiders lost.
Oh, really?
Is that who the Raiders want? Is that like the rumors going around as they want him?
That's what they said. Literally within seconds of a Raiders loss, he has tweeted for 3 or 4 straight weeks. Thank you, Lord, or something like that. And they're like, it's a cryptic message, but they think he wants to go to Vegas.
That he wants to go to Vegas.
That's what they're saying.
If he wants to come to Vegas, man, that's
This
that's
is
a game.
not Dion, right? I don't know.
Right.
I mean, I think they'd have to fire Pierce if it's a package deal, right? Like you have to.
Oh, definitely. But I mean, it was also shoot, we needed a head coach. We've got to go after Harbaugh. He's already under fire. He's already, he's like the next guy to be, the head coach. And you know what? We'll go against and go out and get Josh McDaniel. And I'm like, stop trying to be the Patriots. Like, just stop trying to be the Patriots. Like, you're not them, dude. Like, create your own identity. Yeah. Your dad would never in a million years want to be somebody else.
I think I'd love Deion Sanders as a head coach, man, in the NFL. That'd be pretty cool. But anyways,
just watching this, he's got the sidelines hype. Every time they show the sideline, and Warren Sapp is just like amped.
I just think there's certain people that are like brilliant at their sport, and that's Deion Sanders is brilliant at his sport, man. Like he just is. So, yeah,
just wild. Anyway,
I think he could walk in and here's the thing too. It's kind of I know maybe you guys won't agree with me, but watching. There's just certain people with certain personalities that can command a room, command respect. Like when I watch the Lakers now, I'm like, oh, JJ Redick kind of commands these guys respect, right? Like the team listens to him and he's on them. He's communicating. Like, and I feel like Deion Sanders has that same, like he walks in a room, like you're going to listen to that guy, do what he says and respect what he says. So I don't know.
Well, so if JJ Redick had come in and LeBron didn't back him up, or because that's who everybody else is looking at, right? They're looking at LeBron. They're looking at AD. If LeBron or AD, if either of them didn't back JJ, none of them would.
Well, he wouldn't got hired. He only got hired because they backed him for sure.
But now, and which is the only reason why, okay, JJ's talking ball to LeBron. And LeBron's like, yep. Okay, now you have LeBron's trust. Okay, this guy knows exactly what he's looking at. He knows what we should be calling, what we should be running. And if LeBron's like, yep, then everybody else is going to be right along with him. Okay, yeah. Well, this is what we should be running. I mean, look, if you watch their offense now, look how many more open shots they're getting. I mean, we're talking like open shots underneath the basket.
Yep.
Right? You're talking about guys not having to create space because they're already getting the extra space off of these backside screens and secondary screens. Like it's a no-brainer. Well, shoot, yeah, I'll play for a guy who can get me open and me not having to do it off the dribble. Anywho. Denver, Vegas. Drew, who are you taking?
Sorry, Mike. I'm gonna go Denver on this one.
You ain't gotta apologize.
I kind of do a little bit.
We're the Raiders. We're unapologetic.
Denver.
Tesla, who are you taking? Denver. Bro. Denver. You fake Raider fan. Let's see. San Fran, Green Bay. Drew, who you taking? You don't gotta say sorry.
I know, but my heart says San Francisco, but I'm going to go San Francisco.
San Fran. Tesla.
I don't think their season's over.
I think it'd be funny if we all pick San Francisco and make John pick Green Bay. I think that'd be really funny.
Green Bay, man, they're having a pretty good season.
this is the first time in 38 games that the Niners will not be favored. So maybe that gets us a win. I don't know. San Fran, even though I think Green Bay is going to win.
You think Green Bay? You taking Green Bay?
I'm going to take San Fran, but I do think we suck. I think our season's over. The Super Bowl hangover is real, man. It's a real deal.
Bro.
Sure. Look at the Chiefs.
Let's go San Fran.
Well, no, they say the loser of the Super Bowl. The loser of the Super Bowl historically is not like Eagles last year, right? They just on fire, right? Like it's I don't know.
Arizona, Seattle. Drew.
I'm gonna go Arizona.
I'm gonna go Seattle.
Bro. Oh, you want me to pick for you?
He glitched out. He glitched out.
All right. Where's that? It's in Seattle. I'm gonna pick Seattle. Philly Rams. Drew.
I've been betting against Philly all season, but they're looking better and better as the games go on. That said, I'm going Rams.
Tesla.
Yeah, I tricked you all there. You know.
I'm gonna go Rams.
Rams, bro.
Rams.
Whoa.
I'm going Philly. Let's see. Oh, and then Baltimore Chargers. Ravens, Chargers. That's gonna be a good game. Drew, who you taking?
I'm gonna go Baltimore.
Tesla.
Chargers,
bro.
Chargers.
I'm going Baltimore. Looks like a good spread. We didn't make. I couldn't do that to John on that San Francisco bit, man. I feel really bad.
Just put San Francisco in there for him. We know he voted for them.
San Fran. Boom. I heard him say Vegas.
Nice.
I heard it. Be too much, man.
He's a gambling man.
Who's your biggest surprise team of the year so far, Drew?
Biggest surprise team.
Whether it's wins or losses.
I mean,
either
it's Pittsburgh. I actually thought Pittsburgh was going to have their first losing season, and not only that, but they just beat Baltimore. Like, I don't even know what to say anymore. It's crazy. So Pittsburgh's my biggest surprise so far. They just. Who's their quarterback again? I don't even know what. Like
Russell Wilson.
It's Russell Wilson now.
I forgot about that. He finally started playing, right? 6 weeks ago.
Oscar said for him it's the Vikings. The Vikings are his surprise team this year.
That's it for me too.
That's yours too, Tesla?
Yeah.
I could agree with both of you on that. Bro, who you taking? Who's your surprise team this year?
Quietly it's been the Broncos.
Yeah.
Broncos has been winning just under the radar.
Surprise team of the year. I'm going to have to stick with the losing Bears. I did not think they were going to be 4-6. I did think they were going to have a better record. Like, I thought they were going to be better than Minnesota. Obviously, they're not going to be on the top of that division because of Detroit. Green Bay was kind of a little wild card. We still didn't know what we were going to get out of Green Bay. But for me,
I think one could argue that Detroit's also a surprise. I mean, it's one thing to be the up and coming team. It's another to be doing what they're doing. I mean, you don't see You don't see those spreads in the professional football league of the
Oh,
NFL.
speaking of the spread, I'm gonna give Dan Campbell kudos, not just for like changing that franchise, but do you know any coach in the NFL that can purposely run up the score and not get just ridiculed for it? Like he's
Yeah.
throwing the ball on 4th and 2, 4th and 3 with a 25-point lead.
No one talks about it. Yeah.
But nobody's saying anything.
Yeah, but that's not a good recipe for long-term success, right? I mean,
Oh, no,
someone's
not at
gonna get
all.
mad and take a cheap shot at someone, and someone's gonna get hurt, and you're gonna learn your lesson real quick on that. I mean, it's the unwritten rules of sports, right? You don't bunt and against a no hitter in the bottom of the ninth and 2 outs. Like you just don't do it. And so there's certain things, and that's one of those things where you know someone's not going to appreciate it very much, and someone's going to do something stupid and potentially set their franchise back quite a bit. So be careful as well as would be my only recommendation to him. But that's who he is. I mean, I get it. He's not going to change who he is, but it's not everyone always likes that. So
Oh, definitely not. I mean, so they just won 52-6. They did have that close game against the Texans, 26-23, right? They won by 10 against the Packers, but then they won again 52-14 against the Titans. They won by 3 against the Vikings. So I mean, they're already beating good, legitimate teams. They trounced the Cowboys 47-9.
Well, we're talking about legitimate teams. We don't bring the Cowboys into this. So.
No, I'm saying they're running up the score is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's not like, dude, your teams will go up 30 by fourth quarter. I'm like they're running the ball, right? Or normal teams are running the ball and
Right.
running the clock down, right? Limiting how many possessions you have, which they can do because they have the best rushing attack in football. And so it's not like they can't run the ball and run down the clock. It's just they're choosing not to. Instead of, okay, well, it's 4th and 3. We're up by 25. We'll punt the ball, make you guys drive the entire length of the field. You haven't done it all game, but nah, we'll fake the run. We'll toss it 15 yards for another touchdown. I'm like, what? Just wild. Just absolutely wild to me. That's it, man. It's just nuts. Anybody else still watching? Oscar, I hope you're still watching too. We're back on Monday nights. Everybody back on Monday nights. My schedule is changing completely. So I'm gonna be free. I'm a free man. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube at Jam Pack Podcast. Click on that notification button so you can view us live. Follow us on Instagram at Jam Pack Podcast. We're going to be putting out a lot more content than we have been now that my schedule is completely freed up now. Oh, Drew, you didn't know that, huh? You didn't hear that yesterday.
No,
oh,
I
I'm
didn't hear
sorry.
that.
Yeah, I'm completely free as of tomorrow. I'll tell you about it later.
Sounds
Anywho,
good, man.
For those still watching, we appreciate you tuning in. Make sure you take care of one another. Be safe out there. And we will see you guys next week. All right, fellas.
yeah.
Have a good night, guys.